Brought to you by Penguin.
Things to Do Before the End of the World by Emily Barr. Read by Rosie Day. 12th of December. You know when you worry about everything all the time. Sometimes it turns out that it's the thing you haven't bothered to think about, the thing that's too outlandish even for you, that turns out to be the one that's going to get you. That was what happened that day. It was a cold afternoon, a Thursday. There was a Christmas party going on at college and everyone else was there. I never went to parties, so I'd slipped out of the building and melted away, knowing no one would notice. And now I was walking around the park to kill time. Mum worked at home and I didn't want to see the pity and frustration on her face when she realised I hadn't gone to the Christmas thing. I was planning to wait it out for a bit and then pretend I'd had a lovely time. The grass was still crunchy underfoot in the shade. I crisscrossed the park to stomp on the crispest leaves, telling myself that I would need to be braver than this in future, because I'd promised myself I'd audition for the play. And a girl who couldn't walk into a dining hall to eat a handful of Quality Street and listen to the student choir singing Jingle Bells wasn't going to be very good at standing on stage and declaiming Shakespeare. Whenever my stomping took me close to the children's playground, I looked at the toddlers running and climbing and tried to remember if I'd ever felt so carefree and unself-conscious. I wished afterwards that I could go back and recapture that ordinary boredom and mild self-loathing. But it turned out that nothing feels the same when all your assumptions about what might happen next have been ripped away, and you've discovered you don't have a future at all. It changed slowly, and then fast. A man was staring at his phone. Then half the adults in the park were doing the same. Someone cried out. The atmosphere changed, appropriately, and I took my phone out of my pocket to see what had happened. A news flash had been delivered to my lock screen, even though I had settings that definitely didn't allow them. The United Nations, in conjunction with a coalition of the world's governments, has confirmed that an accelerated atmospheric shift is underway, and that it will have profound consequences for the Earth and its population. Click for more details. I clicked, but there were no more details because the network had crashed. I didn't need to see those details anyway, because I'd seen the rumours over the past few months, and had happily ignored them while worrying instead that I couldn't speak to the girl I liked, and that I wasn't sure if I was brave enough to audition for Juliet. That proves that even if you try to keep yourself safe by dwelling on all the bad things you can think of, something huge will always manage to slip through. I knew what the story was. The thawing of the permafrost had unleashed such an unexpectedly massive load of carbon dioxide, laced with various toxins, that it was fast becoming impossible for humans to live here. We didn't have time to evolve to thrive in our new atmosphere. That at least was what the rumours had said. Later, when I did get to read the detail, I discovered that it was all true, and a date had been calculated for the definitive change of the air. September the 17th. Less than a year away. Anyone with existing breathing difficulties would probably die before that. So would the birds and some of the animals. We'd done this to ourselves and to the creatures, and there was very little we could do about it. It was the catastrophic breakdown of everything. In the park, everyone was just staring like I was. Even the children, who couldn't possibly have understood, seemed to be frozen mid-jump, mid-climb, mid-shout. If the robins in the trees had had phones, they'd have been looking at them too, and tweeting. The birds die first, the squirrels in the branches, and the small animals? The dogs on the leads, the cats, the rats, the ants and the mice. The news flash beamed across the world in a moment, invisible until it landed and then everywhere. The world paused. I watched the other people. Everyone had taken something out of a pocket. Everyone was staring. There was a hiatus, because it was not a thing you could understand at first. Then things continued. A discarded burger wrapper was the first to move. The wind blew, the children jumped, the birds flew. Then everyone apart from me started to talk. A man started crying. I watched people trying to make phone calls. The rumours had been around for months, and it shouldn't have been a surprise. And yet it was.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?